Okay, we are live, or at least the software is telling me. I'll believe it. Anyway, yeah, thanks for joining us today. Got a couple of awesome guests, two familiar, one who will be a little bit late. But yeah, let's start with the brand new guest. That is Webu. So everyone give a huge welcome to him. We'll start in the introduction in one moment. Yeah, okay, so there we go. I just want to check something. Yeah, and if you're in the comments, chat away, join in the full conversation, say hi, and also sup there, Shiro. I know you've been waiting for a while, so thanks for joining in. But yeah, let's jump into an introduction. So yeah, Webu, yeah, tell the people who you are, where they can find you, what you kind of do with figures and whatnot. Yeah.
All right, what up, guys? I'm Webu. I do some unboxing of figures and sometimes review them on YouTube, on video. On YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram, you can find me either as Webu or Webuucollection, Webuuu. Don't forget the W because my favorite villain, Dragon Ball, is Majin Buu.
Okay.
That's where it's from.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for having me here.
Awesome, man. All right, and yeah, the link for your Insta is below. I forgot to put your YouTube, but I'll check in there. But if you search his name, Webuucollection, you can find it. Had a look, and I was like, damn, there's a lot of stuff there because I've seen your videos on Insta. Yeah, really cool. So unboxing for little figures, and recently you at the Gundam Expo in New York. So check that out. That's cool. What was your favorite item at the Expo?
What was my favorite what? Sorry.
Item at the Gundam show.
Oh, probably the plushie. They're really cute, and yeah, just between us, they're the first item to sell out.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. They sold out the Zaku real fast, and then I don't know.
Sure.
They're having restocks, right? On premium.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my favorite because I don't have a lot of space here, and I don't think I think my girlfriend is tired of all the things displayed.
Yeah.
Oh, the Gundam displayed in my cabinet, whatever it is, and like plushie. Okay, Haro is cool, it's cute. Maybe she'll like it too. Yeah. So I won't get nagged so much.
Yeah. Also, quick hello to Snow Saint. Cheers for joining in. But yeah, man, plush, right? That's a whole new addiction in itself, right? Like
another.
I don't know what it is. They're just like so cute, so especially the kind of chibified versions.
And you guys are in Japan. You guys know how it is. Like the plush in Japan. I'm like, I don't know anybody that in Japan that don't owe like plushies.
I think I've got.
There
we go. I got a couple.
Sorry.
Yeah. And unboxing recently, and I was like, what am I going to do with these plush? Okay, I at least need to keep Kong and the Naruto myself. Chuck him above my curtains there. But I don't know. Yeah. I remember, I'm not sure, Finn, have you picked up all the Mario ones before that you see? Like the Super Mario ones?
Like plushies? Mario plushies?
Yeah.
Like from where? Like from...
you see like at Webuucollection, like at Big Camera, all the shops, like there's always those Mario ones, like the Goomba, the Shell.
Okay, like the only ever like Mario plushie that I picked up was like, it was a couple of years back, but it's not really Mario. It's like a collaboration with Pokemon. They had the Mario Pikachu with a moustache.
Oh, yeah.
I got that one.
That's
a
cool.
Really cool one. That's a cool one. So,
nice, yeah.
That's actually, the only Mario-esque, plushie that I have.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, my wife is keen on the Pokemon ones. So we've got a few, like, back in the day, the Pokemon Center used to do, like, special versions, I guess, like the moustache ones. So we've got a couple of those, like the kimono, stuff like that. It's really cool.
But
yeah, I think we were kind of talking about this before. Living in Japan, it does desensitize you a little bit to stuff. But I remember when I was in New Zealand still, any cool item, right, you'd be like, yeah, buy that. I guess that's the same, because you're based in Canada, right, Webu?
Yeah. I'm actually based in Montreal, Canada.
Nice, yeah.
10 years, and I love the city. It's a little bilingual city here. So when I came here, I actually had to learn French.
Oh, wow.
Oh, awesome. That's right. That's true. French part of Canada.
I've been to many cities in my life. I've been away from because I grew up in China, and then I've been away from home for a very long time. I left home at a very young age, but I have to say that Montreal is really a city that is unique. I just, after like a couple months here, I just came here to like visit my aunt, and then I just fell in love with the city. It's the people
Nice.
are amazing, and you know, like the diversity that you see here. Like the neighborhoods are divided by, you know, like ethnicities. It's really fun. You know, you guys should visit, but don't come here during winter. It's terrible. And
Don't come here during. Sorry, what?
don't come here during winter. It's terrible.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
like yeah, Hokkaido had like a record-breaking. What was it? 130 centimeters of snow.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, just around the same time we had like 85 centimeters. It was not
Yeah.
but that was like normal for us, you know. Like yeah,
Nice.
close down shut down the schools and everything. Is you know, just going through all the regulations. Yeah. So, but I would say July, August will be the best 2 months to visit.
Mhm.
Okay, nice.
We have events happening every single week, every single weekend. Like, you got Formula One Montreal, and you got like the biggest comedy festival just for laughs, and then you got, you know, Jazz Fest, our own version of Coachella, Oshiega, you know, all kinds of stuff. It's really fun. The people are nice here, you know. Like you're scared of, oh, I don't speak French, I can't go to like Quebec. Even if you go to like further north, like you can't speak English, like, you know, people will be chill. You're like, you're not really from here, tourists will welcome you here. So yeah.
No, it sounds good, man. Perfect time for us as well to escape Japan, because July and August are hell.
Oh yeah, it's
too
hot over there, huh?
Yeah, really hot, humid, smuggy.
Come here, we get like to the hottest I've ever, for over 10 years. I think 12 years, the hottest it's ever been was like 38 degrees. That's about it.
Oh man,
38 degrees. That's about it. I'm pretty sure like you know, Japan goes up to like 43, 40, 44 or something like that.
Depending where, but yeah, as the humidity is real cool.
Yeah.
But anyway, also I think a few more people probably join now. We should also get an intro for anyone that may not know Kenny G. I think everyone should be familiar, just in case.
I'll let me grab my sax. I'll do a little for you guys.
Well, so he is. He's that smooth jazz guy, right? That was even.
That's right.
The name was familiar. I was trying.
It might be a little bit. I mean, for the younger kids that are out there in the chat, I might be a little bit out of your generation, but yeah, if you Google me, you'll find me. So I don't know. I guess we shouldn't waste any time with my intro, because you could just do a Google search. Find me there.
But yeah, anyway, today we're here talking about collecting figures in general. I do have a slide deck with lots of questions from the survey that we put out. So thanks for everyone for putting that or filling it in. Awesome information there. But yeah, I guess before we jump into that, a quick warm-up question for everyone in the comments as well. Since we're talking about collecting, what's the latest figure you've picked up? Let's start with Webu, if you want to jump on.
Oh, the latest figure that I picked up.
Doesn't have to be the very latest. Maybe one recent, the last. You know what?
I'll show you guys. I recently got into, because I met a lot of people on Instagram. This guy from Taiwan. He keep on posting like Dragon Ball or like S.H.Figuarts things, but he kept on posting this chibi little thing called Chikawa. And I was
Chikawa. Yeah.
What is that? Why is it so popular? Like, you keep on posting that. I was like, bro, you gotta watch it. There's like 200 something episodes. And then I was like, yo, bro, I don't have time for 200 episodes. And he was like, oh no, it's a 1 minute each. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I watched it and I fell in love with it. And my girl fell in love with it too. So I got this Nandroid. Actually, I'm not gonna hide it. I got all of them. I got all three of them. And that's my recent pickup. And it's really fun. It's actually my first ever Nandroid.
Okay, nice. Actually, I don't think I've picked up a Nandroid myself, actually. How about you, Kenny?
I'm not shooting myself in the foot here. I got to get used to it. But no, I've never actually. No, the only Androids that I've picked up are the Sonic one and the what's that? The pink ball guy.
Kirby.
Kirby, yeah, that's one.
I was going to say that's a really good one.
Yeah, Kirby. Yeah, Kirby.
But How about you? What's been your latest pickup?
I actually kind of made a list. Like usually, for reviews and stuff. Like I kind of like plan out what's coming out each month, so I have kind of have time for what I have to do reviews and review wise in terms of like a schedule. It hasn't come in yet, but for like this month, there is actually quite a lot for like
Oh, really?
March and April. Like we've got the medical center coming in.
Oh, yeah.
Shanks is coming in.
Okay,
From
Shanks.
Reveltech, I pre-ordered that the Eren. Did you guys grab that?
What's that?
The Eren Yeager from Attack on Titan.
Oh no, I didn't actually.
That's coming in soon. What else is coming in? Quite a lot of stuff actually. So
okay, busy month for you.
April is kind of busy. So
okay, nice.
Yeah.
For me, I guess the most recent one was Shikamaru, who was a bit infamous, I guess.
That's actually coming in today.
Yes.
Nice.
So he was cool. Shame about the faces, but he's actually a really fun figure to play with, right? Because I think you had your at club quite a few photos you posted as well, Webu. What do you think about Shikamaru?
Oh yeah, it's a shame. I just kept on, talking to people that I know. It's like I can only imagine how mad the designers are right now because they actually design a really, I wouldn't even say decent, pretty good figure. Like the factory messed it up, and and during the process, I had to actually tell people how you can, believe it or not, Bandai has a customer service, and you can actually get replacement parts for your defects, and this is definitely count as defects. And surprisingly, a lot of people didn't know. So that's why it's a good. I did a live on the issue to address the issue and everything because like I felt it was necessary. I wanted to get a replacement too, and to tell people, kind of educate people a little bit about the system they have to go through, especially if they're located in North America. I always recommend to go through official retailers, licensed retailers.
Exactly.
So that way I wouldn't say like unofficial retailers, they can't go through everybody can go through, like in Japan, you guys know, it doesn't matter where you bought it. If it's like an authentic Bandai product, you can get a replacement. But here in North America, it'll just be easier to, go through the process if you went through like the bigger official retailers.
Yeah, exactly right. That's one important thing, especially if you're over outside Japan, you're importing from Japan, if you're going through like the not really third-party resellers, but in some ways they are. So they have to jump through several hoops as well. So it just adds an extra length of time to the process. But just for Shiro, Revotech is the they've got the whole line. They've got a whole bunch of the Titans coming out. They look pretty damn cool. If you probably check out Mr. Lee's channel, he should probably have a whole bunch of photos and videos of them as well for those figures. So. And Eightysixed will obviously be doing a review when that's out. Is that your high priority review target?
Yeah, like I haven't bought a Reveltech in a really long time. Like the last one, I'm not sure if you guys collect Reveltech or not. I know Rockchala doesn't do Reveltech, but
but I bought the Railgun figures. That's the first time.
What was your first Reveltech?
My first Reveltech was like the very first one. I don't know if you remember that back, but like Reveltech used to do these like really like small G1 Transformer figures. They had like Optimus Prime, they had Green Megatron, Rodimus, Ultra Magnus, but like the white version of Optimus Prime, and they were like really tiny. They were really fun.
Oh, yes, I remember. That was a while back. Yeah,
that was a real long time ago. Those were probably my first Reveltechs, but after that, it was just kind of like on and off, on and off. And the last one that I bought was the Iron Man, like just before War Machine, and I just kind of stopped after that. So
nice,
awesome. I remember when it came out, it was like, oh my god, like look at their poses, because and they were advertising the joints a lot because they leave like all kinds of poses. I think my first was let me think. It was this character that's quite popular in Japan, but back then I just wanted a cool action figure. I didn't know the character. Is this guy with a big drilling thing on his arm? You know,
Is that the
Gurren
robot
Lagann?
character?
I don't know the name, but like this guy has a big ass drill like on his arm, you know, as his hand or something. I don't remember the character.
When
Like
I hear Big
robot.
Drill, I think Gurren Lagann. That's the only
Yeah,
thing,
he
but
has
that's a
this,
robot, isn't it?
this kind of samurai like headpiece right here. You know,
Ah, yeah.
character. I don't remember the name. I was a kid, you know, like
Mhm.
just bought that up. I thought it was really cool. And then later that I actually wanted to buy a Revoltech was I think it was Revoltech. I'm not entirely sure, but the TED from the
Ah,
the little articulation is terrible, but it was Revoltech.
nice. All right, I think Ace has joined in. You all good?
Yo, y'all can see me?
Yes, we can see you. We can see you.
Yo, what's up, you guys? What's up?
What's going on?
So, right.
Looking good there, Ace. Look at that sign. It looks all professional. Look at that. Like, I'm just sitting in front of my window. Look at that. He's got his animated hero sign showing us all up.
Yo, all courtesy of my mom, man.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
Crazy.
That's awesome. But yeah, I think first time you guys meet, but you got obviously Ace down below, Weeb up top. Hope you guys had a bit of a chat offline anyway previously, but for your first time meeting, yeah, thanks for both joining in. Yeah, the last question we were just talking about, Ace, was last figure you picked up or most recent pickup.
I got a box right here, right now. What's in there? The Figma Link is in there, the Revoltech Mirko, and then the Variable Action Heroes. Who is it? Boa Hancock.
Oh, true. Man, that's a stack and a half.
Yeah, I had it split. I had two. It was one order, and I was ready to review some stuff. So I told Ami to split them up. So I just reviewed the Zoro, S.H.Figuarts Zoro, S.H.Figuarts Shikamaru. I need to do the Luffy set, and then I reviewed the S.H.Figuarts Nina Williams too.
Nice. So yeah, guys, I go check out his channel for all those reviews. If you haven't already. But yeah, I'm keen to see what you think about the Luffy set as well.
I haven't opened it yet. I'm gonna be honest, man. From the pictures I've seen, I'm not like excited about it, but I might open it, and then once I do, I'm like, oh, this is way better than I thought it was. That's why I saved that review for last. I see you got it right there.
I was gonna say it reminds me of is it Scary Movie if they got that little tiny baby hand?
Oh yeah.
It's like poking out. Grab my hand. I think they might go over a few people's heads. Maybe they're too young to remember Scary Movie.
Wait, what is it?
Scary Movie.
Is it scary?
No, it's for parody.
Come on, Ace. You're not that young, are you?
Oh my god. Okay.
Scary movie?
So back in the 2000s, there's like, or in the 90s, 2000s, there's all those horror movies like Scream. I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Right.
There's others, I don't remember their names. And then there's like the comedy version, which was taking the piss out of all those movies.
Oh, like the stuff the guy from the Wayne Brothers does. Yeah, like he parodies a bunch of. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And there's like this butler guy, he's got this like real tiny, slightly deformed hand. He's like, pokes up, he's like, and some chick's like falling out of the window. He's like, take my hand. And she's like, no.
I've seen that meme. Okay, so I kind of know what you're talking about. I've seen the meme. I don't think I've seen the movie, but there's a lot of movies I haven't seen. So
fair. Okay, I agree. Shitterworks feeling old now with that one. We're showing our age. Damn.
I know what it is though. I need to pull up my comments.
Let me check up this. Actually, what do you think about the set? How Kenny G, have you played with it yet, or?
Actually, I opened it just right now.
Oh, true.
So I can't really give an educated, appraisal about this yet. But so far, I mean, wow, they're actually like rubber. Wow,
Blue Blur, what's up?
You bend them. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
you can bend them.
Oh
crap!
Ooh,
that's cool.
There you go.
Okay.
Shows you doing the
so that you can bend arms and legs, which is pretty cool. I did not know that. So that's pretty cool. Is this how it was like with the Gear 5?
Yeah.
So you could actually bend the legs.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
I know that Gear 5 gets a lot of shit, but I
Yeah.
really liked it. Like, I don't clip the One Piece line, but
Yeah.
I've had the chance to borrow them and get them right. And that one I really liked. I think like it captured the look or the essence of Gear 5 Luffy. At least from a non-hardcore fan perspective, I think it's really cool. Have you played with it? Ace, you would have played with it, right?
You talking about that set?
Like Gear 5 Luffy.
Oh yeah, I reviewed it. I'm not a fan. Not a
You
fan.
didn't like? How about you, Weeboo?
Oh yeah, I reviewed that one as well, and I remember my thumbnail like it's fixable. So definitely there is share of issues, but I'm just always like, oh yeah, it's cool. Like I don't post my figures as much, but I had fun taking pictures of it. It has its problem, but I'm just like I just feel like, oh yeah, it's cool that we got the character.
Yeah. I guess I think the issue of the One Piece line is you've got like it's such a variant. Like you got absolutely horrible, kind of okay, then some amazing, and I think like for Gear 5 years definitely up there. I guess.
Yeah.
Compared to others, but,
I really value like the experience, like when you're like posing it and changing the parts. That's a big part for me. And Ace, I don't know if you remember, like the shoulder part was particularly hard to put in, right? It's extended arm, and that bothered me a lot. And I had to like go and tell everybody, oh, this is actually this angle makes it easier to put in, right? Because you don't want to break your figures, and for us, we have to like go out of the way to kind of sometimes break our figures. But yeah, that was the part that I was a little bit upset, but other than that, it's definitely got its issues for sure.
Yeah, I think like
I can get with the legs. It's the arms for me because I like to bend the arms, the elbows, and everything, and it just didn't want to do it. And I feel like the more I messed with it, the more I was going to stress that plastic. And I'm like, man, this is like an $80 figure. I don't really want to do this. So I would pose it around, but I couldn't enjoy it as much as I wanted it to. I would have rather they just made it like the regular Luffy and then gave us the extended parts.
I think that would have been quite a good way of doing it as well. Like have what it came with and then have one set of fixed normal joint arms if you wanted that further range and motion, right?
Right.
I guess pros and cons, right? It's hard to get the right balance sometimes. Let me switch over to the slide.
I'm going to mute myself for just a second, y'all. My throat is killing me, so I'm going to go grab some cough drops real quick.
Yeah, go for it, man. We'll jump into the slide here. Yeah, again, just some questions and the results from the survey. So yeah, guys, drop a comment in the chat as well. But for you guys, how many figures do you buy or pre-order a month? Let's start with Weeboo.
Yeah, go for
it. I'm gonna get a little bit controversial here. That goes back to the conversation that I had before. Like I'm having a hard time to pre-order with some of the retailers because of my personal experience. I once went with a retailer for my earlier collector years, and I got scammed real bad. I don't know if you guys remember this guy called Justin's Collection and his older called what is it, Toys Wonderland?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, in the 1/6 scale, because I started actually with the 1/6 scale, and then that was a pretty pretty big news, and they couldn't fulfill the orders, and then they just I don't know, a lot of retailers, like they're pretty big, but a lot of smaller retailers, they just grabbed the money and ran. So I feel really insecure to pre-order. So I don't know, man. I don't really pre-order that much anymore, but I do purchase figures. I'd rather pay that extra secondhand market amount than getting scammed again. So I'm really trying to build back my trust for retailers, but that's why I always like recommend at least my audience to like do a research. That's why I feel like if I recommend them some retailers, it's my responsibility. So they gotta have to do the research. Everybody gotta do the research to like kind of go through that process. Yeah, that's my experience. It was pretty a couple $1,000 lost. It was pretty.
It's ridiculous. Like I know on the Discord, the S.H.Figuarts one, like Yeah, there's one of the mods as well got screwed over by one or two shops in the US as well. I can't remember what they're called now actually, but there's been a few that pop up that be okay. Oh, we're a bit late in shipping. Oh, we're a bit late in shipping. Yeah, fuck, and then they run off. It's bad. So you do have to be very careful, and yeah, it's one I've been hit up by a few shops to kind of promote them. It's like, no, I don't trust anyone really enough to really promote shops outside of big mainstream ones.
Yeah,
Definitely, guys, do your due diligence and yeah, definitely be careful when ordering. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's really a shame that just a couple of bad apples, and there are a lot of really reputable retailers out there, and just the bad apples are ruining the game for us. It's really not fair. But us in our position, we have to be responsible and just tell people to go through, do their own research at least. Don't like rush anything. Yeah, that's the tricky part for sure.
Yeah. How about you, 86? How many do you get a month normally?
There she goes. Yeah. Well, actually, to go back on what we were saying, sorry, Justin's Collections, like that really huge channel that everybody knows.
So basically, because back then, like he was the #1 guy to review like 1/6 scale figures.
Yeah, right.
And I watched a decent amount of his videos when he went to Hong Kong and everything, right? Because I went to Hong Kong. They're like, I went to the Hot Toys secret base and everything, talked to the people. They're like, oh, Justin was here. I'm like, oh yeah, how's that guy? They're like, oh, he's super chill. He's a super nice guy. So he's actually he has really, really good reputation and from his videos too. And just because this retailer that he worked with and kind of dragged them all down. So I was really feeling bad for the guy because, he's still a very decent human being. And then his reviews are pretty cool. And he's really telling talk about one figure for like a long time, comparing everything. His video was like he's one of the first guys to do like figure reviews, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But that was really a shame that, and there's like even groups. I joined the group as well, like Toys Wonderland Scam on Facebook. And just to keep on track with how the situation is going, they reported that to the police in Hong Kong, but a lot of things were slow to respond. So it was a whole mess. Some people got their money back, luckily. And, I think Justin was part of it, was assisting everybody. So it was a really, I think that's something that I think everybody should know, because not just 1/6 scale obviously is a little bit more expensive and stuff, but it can happen to any retailer. So that's definitely something that, it's really a shame, man. Like, remember, like just because he worked with them and he had to remove all the logos up there, so they had to change the thumbnails and cut out the parts where it had the Toys Wonderland stuff in there.
Yeah,
it's really a shame, but that's what happened.
Right. Yeah. Sorry, thanks for that info, because I'm subscribed to his channel. A lot of people actually get me confused with Justin's collections because of how I sound. Yeah, I get a lot of comments.
Hey, he's Aussie as well, right?
He's from Australia too, huh?
Yeah. So anyway, but Rockchala, sorry, to answer your question, probably 3 to 5. I try to keep it 3 to 5.
Yeah.
Sometimes it is a little bit more, but when it is a little bit more, it's stuff that I probably won't review. It's like stuff that I just get for myself because, whatever. But it is usually pre-orders. Like, I know you guys don't collect Zoids and Star Wars and stuff, but those are the kind of things that I collect that, that I don't put out on my channel. So, Zoids has this new line, or it's like an in-scale line, and I started collecting.
Ooh.
So
you have to send some photos of that. Keen.
Yeah.
See, I'm glad you said Zoids. I thought you were going to say you've got your like R-rated 1/6 scale statue.
What do you mean? 1/6, 1:1, 1:1. What are you talking about?
Sure. How about you, Ace? On average, what do you reckon you're picking up lately?
It depends, man. I collect everything, and that's probably the worst thing that I can be doing right now. I just see stuff, I like it, and I pre-order it and deal with the consequences later. So it could be 5 to 7 a month, or it could be, I don't know, 12 to 15. It can be pretty crazy.
Sure. I guess, especially for you, since you kind of package up and send in big groups, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Makes sense. Yeah, get some lean months, some, some full-on intense ones as well. I think I'm probably similar with 86, 3 to 5. I've been trying to cut back a little bit more lately just because increase in price and a few other non-figure related expenses I've had to take care of. So trying to be a little bit better, but it can be hard, right? But yeah, especially with all the new lines that Tamashi's been dropping. Just one thing that I saw about the other shops you were mentioning as well with the scammers, right? So like one thing is important, if you can, try to buy locally as well. Like should have mentioned about the 40th anniversary Broly, right? He wasn't able, or there's a lot of orders probably cancelled, and you mentioned it from Hobby Genki. And the thing is, like, these companies, like in Japan, so if you're importing a premium Bandai one from Japan, it's only sold from premium Bandai. Other shops like Hobby Genki and them, they're offering a service for people that can't normally get, but they're just buying themselves off premium Bandai, and they're kind of chucking pre-orders before they actually go on sale, which is really bad. So they will sell it before they've actually had a chance to buy it. And with really popular stuff like Broly, which sold out instantly in Japan, even I couldn't pre-order. Did you get it 86?
I did, yeah, like just on time.
That's right. I think you messaged me after we were talking about it. It's like under 10 minutes sold out, right?
Yeah.
So in that situation, it's definitely best if you can get from your local retailers. And for people who don't know, premium Bandai, if it's a premium Bandai release in Japan, US, in your country, it'll just be a normal retail release. So your normal people that sell official Tamashii products in your country, they'll have it as well, assuming they buy it. That's probably another matter. But it doesn't mean that you won't have a chance to get it, technically speaking. But yeah, so always be careful. It definitely is a bit hard if you're importing figures, that is for sure. But next question. Oh yeah. Actually, sorry, from the previous one, I saw a lot of people that like bet 2 to 4, 3. Even from the results here, 1 to 2 definitely. I think if you're in one line, that's the main amount you're getting. And then 3 to 5 is another big bulk, right? And I think a lot of younger collectors play 0 to 1 if they really are just on that one single line. So yeah, it was nice to see. And then a couple of people 5 to 7 as well. Anyway, slide. Next one, how do you buy? Yeah, this was interesting as well, because I think with especially with our audience or channels, it's more on the Japan release figures, right? So our local releases or imports for you guys out. Yeah, so how do you buy them? Yeah, are you importing most of yours, Webu, or do you try to pick up locally?
A little bit of both. You know, sometimes if I want to try to get a figure a little bit earlier, especially S.H.Figuarts, I don't know.
Yeah.
If the audience knows, but actually Hong Kong releases a little bit earlier than Japan.
Yeah, normally they get a few days, right? Yeah.
Technically, yeah, and I don't know exactly the reason why, but there are a couple of times that I, like get my figures from Hong Kong just to, save a couple of days, and but yeah, it's always been a hassle to like import figures. Sometimes it depends on the shipping company that I use. I get import taxes and stuff, import fees. And
adds up.
So yeah, for sure.
Nice. How about you, 86? Obviously, you get the Figuarts locally, but you also import a bunch of other stuff from the US, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, like in the past, yeah, Marvel Legends and Star Wars stuff it was pretty hard to come by, but now it's gotten a lot better. Amazon carries Marvel Legends and Star Wars series now, and you've seen in Army. Like the store in Akihabara, they stock it regularly now. So yeah, I don't have to like import stuff anymore, which is pretty good. But stuff that that's like exclusive. I've got a I guess a hookup that who's a lot closer than you may think. But yeah, I've got a bit of a hookup, so he kind of. Hits me up when I need it. So yeah,
it definitely does help. Like I know, good mate in the US as well, who helps hook me up with some like Transformers, like the Target exclusive ones. Like Cybertron version, or like the event exclusives. Right, I just buy them the US premium bundle and ship to him, and he flips over. It definitely helps. But yeah, how about you, Ace? I guess for the most part, you basically collect anything and everything, it seems. So I guess you're trawling shops locally and importing, right?
No, I don't do anything locally. The town that I live in, it doesn't really have any good shops to buy stuff. If I want to go and buy S.H.Figuarts, Figma, or any really imports,
Yeah.
I got to drive probably about 2 hours from where I live.
Ooh,
So
okay.
yeah, no, I don't do anything locally. I order from 4 websites specifically. Ami is always number 1. Hobby Genki is my second go-to. Toys in the Box is number 3, and then number 4, if I just can't find it anywhere else, I'll go to Big Bad Toy Store.
Mhm.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it's good that these days it is so easy to be able to buy online, which is really good. But yeah, I miss like buying in shop. It is so cool, like if you're especially hunting something, walking as like looking, like move something, you find like a gem hidden behind in the corner or something like that. I don't know, it's fun and exciting.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Part of the experience.
Yeah. So yeah, we want to come over to Japan, but we'll go hit up some shops.
Definitely. Can't wait. Can't wait.
All for that.
And Ace, you need to get your ass over to Japan as well. And drag you around.
I want to, man. I want to. Trust me, I want to.
One day, hopefully.
I should have brought it back in my suitcase.
Right now,
I know,
everything's
right?
A little crazy.
But yeah, one good suggestion by Victor actually is a fan display one, like fans sending photos of their collection, and you can like show them, and then do before and after honorable mentions and stuff. That could be quite a cool stream theme, right? Like say on collections, but do one just talking about display cases and have everyone send them photos, and you can go over and look at them.
Yeah, that would be cool actually.
That's actually a really good idea. That's a really good idea.
Nice. Yeah, moving over to the next one. I know, a lot of people import the if you import from US, or depending on which country. I know the UK is really bad as well with import taxes. Yeah, actually, are you kind of talking about buying and importing with the current American climate situation, things that are happening there? Is there concerns from American collectors about importing and potential further increases in prices due to the changes that are occurring?
You know what's crazy? For as long as I've been buying, another dumb decision that I make, I don't even look at the price. I really do. I honestly don't until probably about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I ordered I don't even know what it was. Probably what I just reviewed, the Zoro, the Shikamaru, Nina. And I was like, man, this feels like it's way more expensive than it should be.
Yeah.
And then I actually converted for the first time ever what the yen to USD rate was. And I was like, man, I'm paying $40-$50 in shipping. That's what's getting me right here. Shipping. And I never did that before. I mean, it's expensive, but I don't know if you guys saw the live stream I did with Toying Around, but this is my way of buying always.
Yeah.
PayPal, pay in for. If it doesn't have PayPal, not doing it.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, I know that's definitely really popular these days as well. But I think, I guess one thing you guys have going for you at the moment is at least the exchange rate. It's definitely made things a lot cheaper for you guys as well compared to what it could be. PayPal is definitely good. Yeah, coming back to the other point that Webu mentioned earlier about the sites being a bit dodgy or anything, and just don't pay direct with. Go with PayPal if you can. I mean, PayPal is a bit of a shitty company as well, but it does give you some pretty good protection, at least when buying online, especially if you're a bit unsure about a site.
I even shop on eBay sometimes because it just has a better system when it comes to protecting buyers. Even though the fee is crazy, but sometimes you want to be safe. And I actually purchase on eBay sometimes, which is
definitely.
Yeah, eBay. You know what? After this live stream, we should all go to our local banks looking for financial advisors, telling them that sponsor our videos. You know, like they will get a lot of clients on our channels.
I know, right? That should be today's video. Proudly brought to you by a sponsor, financial advisor for anime figure addicts.
Yeah, that would be
Yeah. Probably. We all need it.
We all need it. Like we'll be their first clients. So
I know, right?
Oh.
But yeah, good segue into the next one for eBay at least. How often are you looking at older figures, actually, like second-hand ones? Weeboo, for you?
I used to be browsing all the time, you know, because when I was starting the channel, I was really looking for the right time to post the right figure. So, you know, let's say a movie coming out, I want to try to post on the figures that are related to the movie or to the show.
Okay,
yeah, and I look on different platforms, that's for sure, like eBay being one of them, but I feel like eBay is always like overpriced a little bit. And I look on some Japanese platforms, some Chinese platforms, just to kind of compare the price.
Yeah,
I always look for the secondhand market, try to keep on track. So, because, you know, like if we're reviewing stuff, we need to keep track on that. And it's kind of crazy. Like, for example, like on the Chinese platform, the bigger reviewers, they're actually quote unquote control the secondhand market, because if they say a figure is really good, that figure is going up, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not sure, like, if it's, you know, probably, you know, you guys have the power here as well, you know, just like the thing will really go up, you know. But that's I always keep an eye on it.
Yeah, I definitely know, like, I don't think that's as much of a thing in Japan per se, in terms of people influencing the price that much. But definitely from what I've heard, and for the Chinese side and other people, right, they can definitely have a lot of influence on some figures which may be not doing as well, right? If they start talking about, showcase that is actually pretty good. I kind of come back to this point, but later there's one question that we had about collecting in general, which is quite interesting, but I'll come to that later. How about you, Ace, for the collecting secondhand stuff? Do you check sites much, or?
Older stuff, it depends. For me, I try to stick to what I have, because I'm getting into a cycle where I don't even really get to enjoy my figures. That's why I try to review everything, because that's my time with it. And I've got figures that will literally, like, this isn't even a joke. And I do this with anything, shoes, clothes, whatever. I'll buy it. I'll be super hyped to get it. And then it'll sit in my closet for a year or two. And then I'm finally like, oh, let me open this. So I've gotten to the point now where I'm like, okay, I'm not going to try to go after anything older, just because I'm like, am I going to get to it immediately once it gets here, or am I going to go to this big box that I know I've got 5 figures in it I got to review, and I'm going to want to pose those because they're the new hottest figures out right now. So I try to stay away from them.
Yeah. Oh, we've got a fan of your Great Ball mug, Webuucollection.
Yes. Super Bowl.
That is pretty fire.
But yeah, for those that are keen, those mugs, right? Is it? How do you say it? Lacoste, Lacoste, or?
Wait,
For the brand of that mug?
Yes, that's the brand. I'm not sure, like, it's called the Super Ball, Great Ball, whatever. Like, you know, when I was Le Creuset, the one that do a lot of die-cast pans and stuff. They're super expensive, but the mug is actually okay. I think the mug was maybe $35 or something like that.
Yeah, it's like $5 in Japan.
It's okay, and it's smaller. You know, the shipping wasn't like costing an arm and a leg, so it was pretty cool. You know. Yeah,
they did a whole range of. I think they had like a teapot as well, and a few other items. Maybe
they actually. They had two Pokemon waves, and this is from the second wave. I think they're only launching this in Singapore. I forgot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like exclusively. I was like, that seems about right, because if it's in the US, it will go crazy. Like people will sell out like immediately. So I had to pay some shipping for this one, but no regrets. I love it.
Nice. Yeah, makes too cool. But yeah, at least for me, old sites these days not much. I think it's a few comments people were saying as well, like new collectors, right? You're always kind of looking for like an older figure release that you maybe want, or as you said, like checking out for like a cheap price or deal. In Japan, I think it's really easy. Like Mercari in Japan is good. Cheap, fast, or Yahoo auctions, right? Go through those quite a bit previously. And in Japan, like buying secondhand is often really good because the quality is still good, or it's basically brand new a lot of the time.
I was about to ask you guys, like, what's your experience buying secondhand in Japan? Because, you know, everybody kind of takes care of their figures, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I know the system, like, you know, in the secondhand, in the thrift shops, like, it can be like, it's really divided into categories, like open, you know, open but not used, you know, brand new. Like, it's really, I want to ask you guys about the experience.
Yeah, like it's easy. Like if you go into a shop and be like, okay, there'll be a sticker and say, okay, secondhand, okay, is it open? It's not opened. Is there damage? Is there box damage? And like a list of information on there, and it's like box damage. You're like looking at it.
Where is it?
Like, yeah, like sometimes it's just like that. It's really good. How about you, 86? When was the last time you went hunting for a secondhand and like in shop?
In shop, not really that often, but like I do browse like secondhand places like Yahoo Auction and Mercari every day. So it's yeah, I mean, I should start doing what Ace does, and you know, like I kind of separate my enjoyment time with my collection from my reviews, and yeah, I think that's the way to do it. Like you know, he said that you know, the time that he spends with his figures is when he reviews it, and I think I should look at it that way more instead of you know trying to separate it. You know, like it becomes kind of, I don't want to say a job, but you know when you review stuff, it does feel like, oh, okay, I gotta review this, so I'll spend time with it later. But I think doing it in one session and doing it like together and trying to have fun with it while I review it is probably the way to go. So I think yeah, that's yeah, I think that's what I guess I gotta you know do better in terms of my collection.
Okay. I was gonna say, and you said a job. I was gonna say, but like a chore.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
I don't want to say that it feels like a chore, but you know, it's like you know, you got a box of you know figures, you know, in your room, and you got to get through them. You know. Yeah. So yeah.
But it's also like, okay, I film this, and then I need to edit it, and then I need to, you know, and there's quite a few steps involved. And that's something I enjoy doing. It's why I do it. But sometimes, though, like you said, if you get a big stack, and sometimes you just want to buy a figure just for the enjoyment as well. I think that's why I got like the railgun. I was gonna do a review. Oh no, I did do a review actually. But yeah, there's some stuff I get that I just don't bother. It's like it's just for me to muck around with or play with. But yeah. Coming back to like the graphics, it seems like only when people need to hunt down stuff, or it's a good mix of like kind of regularly checking. So it's cool to see.
Yeah.
Rockchala,
on that note, I'm very sorry, but I have to head out in like 2 minutes, unfortunately.
Oh, no worries. Any final words from the 86?
Yeah, but yeah, I do have to head out, unfortunately. Really sorry.
No worries, man. Cheers for joining in for as long as you could. Do appreciate it.
Yeah. I wish I could stay a lot longer. Yeah, definitely plenty to talk about.
Man,
any final words?
Thanks, Sam.
Yeah. No, it was a pleasure, Weeboo, and yeah, good to see you again, too, Ace.
Take it easy, bro.
Yeah. Just a shout out to Shiro Works before I head out. Yeah, we'll see you in July this year in Japan. So looking forward to meeting you in person, and yeah, hopefully talk to you gents again real soon. So enjoy the rest of the live, and I'll see you guys whenever.
Sounds good, man. Peace out. Take it easy. Stay out of trouble. Sweet. All right. So for the SHF, good price range. What do you reckon for you guys? I guess as you already said, you don't look at prices, so.
I do. Like I'm one of those people that I'll look at a price, but at the end of the day, as soon as I see the promo pictures, I know whether I want it or not. Like I complained about the price on S.H.Figuarts Demon Slayer Akaza. Definitely still upset about it, but at the end of the day, who else is making that and making me want it? So gotta get it.
Yeah, fair. How about you, Webu? What do you reckon is your nice price range? I've got yen here, but you can use Canadian dollars or US or whatever.
Yeah, I agree with Ace. Actually, it's like you know what you want, and it's really like a personal question. Do you think it's worth it to get it at that price? Even because sometimes the second market reflects the industry. The industry is booming, and I heard like Ace collects like sneakers and stuff. You must know, right? Sneakers. I used to be in the sneakers industry. And you can't really stop that from happening if you keep comparing. Oh yeah, like official retail price is like 8,000 yen, but here in the US, it's like they're selling for this price, and then you just go crazy, because there's so many fees in between, and people trying to, make a business out of this. Just at the end of the day, like Ace said, respect the hustle, and then sometimes I don't look at the price either. But definitely. But I would say like I wouldn't go to a point where a 12 scale figure that it's double or triple the price. That's when I would just like stop it. Like I'm not getting that. I'll wait for a reissue or something. It's not. I would stop chasing that figure. But it really takes a lot of time because we all been there. We all chase the older, more expensive figure, right? It's a hard lesson to learn. But that's my point of view.
Sounds good. Yeah. Also, sup, Andy? Thanks for joining in, man. Feel free to reply to any questions in the chat as well. All good. But yeah, for price range, it's interesting that most people don't care about the price as long as it's a character and figure level. I think that's kind of where we're at. Like, we know the rough range of pricing for figure arts or these figures, maybe from like 4K up to 12K, and there may be a bit of a range there. But if it's a character you really want, then and they're probably not going to do it again, you're just going to. If you're a collector anyway, you're just going to drop the money and get it, even if you're not particularly happy about the price, right? But just for me, like the 5 to 7, 8 to 10K range is about where I'm at. As long as for 8 to 10K, if it has some cool accessories that feels like a complete figure, then I'm all good. I just get annoyed when you get a release and it doesn't feel complete. Like, I'm not sure if you guys are into Shangri-La Frontier.
Not heard of that one.
Which one?
Yeah, so recent anime, it's pretty cool. But there's one release I did like Sunlaku. It's like the blue bird head guy, right?
Oh, okay, yeah, I know.
Yes, my guy just recommended me that.
Yeah, of course, I recommend it, especially into gaming. But in this show, like he's always with this little rabbit, right? To me, if you think of him, you've got the rabbit, and they're like one and the same, like together, right? And like they did a release of a figure, and for me, it doesn't feel complete because you don't get that extra rabbit. It could have been a small, non-movable figure as well. It just would have completed the release. So, like, even though he was more expensive, I still got it. But just if it didn't, if it had the bird, it would have felt complete. It would have felt better about the price point. And that's how I'm at with a few figures lately, where it feels like they're kind of lacking that one item or that one piece to really complete it and make it feel like it's worthwhile. So definitely that's changed my habits a bit from instead of always pre-ordering at retail price. Now I'll go pick them up in store because there's a few shops here that always sell at a discount, right? So it's definitely made it feel a little bit better buying some of these releases. So instead of being like 8K, it might be like 7K for those ones which I'm not super passionate about. But yeah. I know there's been comments about prices, especially lately, right, for some figures. Super Saiyan 4 Chibi Goku, right?
Yeah, that thing is insane.
Yeah. I mean, I think that one issue here, right, they probably know that the Daima stuff isn't going to be as popular, so therefore a lower quantity, which also drives up the price. And then, I don't know, the balancing, right, I think it's definitely hard. But yeah. What's the next one? Flip through. Most important for you with a release? Yeah. What draws you into buying a figure, especially as like a faceplates, extra hands, badass effects? Webu?
For me, the most important thing is attention to details, I would say.
Okay.
The craftsmanship that comes into the design elements, because that comes into a figure. That's the most important to me. That can be, attention to details on articulation. It can be like just a little. I remember this one figure, I forgot which one, but like they could have made the back of his head like flat, but because in the anime you can see like he has a little hair spike on the back, but they did that anyways. It's just a little detail. Like people rarely like pose their figures from the back, but they still did that. I feel like those are just like the little elements that surprise me. I'm always like, down for that. That I think is the most important to me. But you can't have
nice.
categories. Yeah.
How about you, Ace?
I think it's a mixture of everything, man. When it comes to feeling like a complete release, and I say that because the Naruto line in particular, obviously that's my favorite line. I love getting my hands on them, and then when I'm reviewing them, I can say, I can go over the articulation, know the articulation is going to be great, and then I can go over the sculpt in detail. Everything looks magnificent. Paintwork clean. No real paint splotches, no QC issues. And then even when I'm going over the accessories, I love being able to say, okay, this particular faceplate is from this scene, and this faceplate is from this scene, and this kunai, this particular kunai was used at this moment in the series. Like, I love being able to do that because that shows true attention to detail. And I feel like that was something that the Naruto line missed the first go round, which was why it didn't succeed nearly as much as it's doing right now. So I love it all. When a figure feels like a complete package, that's what I enjoy.
Yeah, definitely same. Like the Naruto line, the product lead for that line, he is like what he touches, I love. Right, and he also did the Jikokuraku, the Hell's Paradise stuff. Absolutely love that.
Fire.
Nice, Hinata. He posted some. Oh yeah, if you guys are keen on 1/6 stuff, check out Webu's account. He just posted a whole bunch of videos and photos for that Hinata. Look badass.
I saw a few of them.
I'm going to review this, but it looks good. But like I said, like I agree with Ace as well. It can come into so many things. It's like the overall experience, and one figure might look good, but just the little things can just like really piss you off. To be honest, like I know this one has a big flaw, like really, really big flaw.
Oh really?
It looks awesome. The eyeball joints, right?
Yeah.
They did design for the Byakugan. So in the prototype pictures, there's always looking sideways. And now I realize why, because it cannot look forward because it'll touch the neck joint, and it'll always ruin the angle if you're letting Hinata looking forward with the Byakugan. So that's one part is really like it can be anything, man. Just like removing the parts or whatever, how pleasant it is. That's really just like overall experience. Very important.
Definitely, like I obviously Dragon Ball's my main one I collect, but the line itself for the last year I found quite frustrating or not as enjoyable. Just because the things we get, okay, we have to change the arms. Okay, change the arm part to put the folded arms on is like it's really hard to get off, or it's really hard to put on. Or okay, I've changed it now. I touch the arm now, it just flops off, and it's like gets a little bit frustrating. Like
Super Saiyan.
Yeah, if it's like one figure, it's not so bad. But when it's like kind of consistent, is that like it slowly irritation keeps building up a little bit. Yeah, folded arms, man. They're the bane of my existence, I reckon.
What's your favorite Dragon Ball release? Like out of everything you own, like what's your favorite one that you think is the most complete Dragon Ball figure?
I would have to say probably the Adventure Begins Bulma with the bike. Those two paired together.
Okay. What's up?
Yeah, this Bulma.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Just because she comes with accessories, she's got the Dragon Radar. It's the iconic look for the series with everything there, with the faceplate as well. Decent articulation for a female body, which normally Tamashi's not great at anyway. And then when you combine it with like the bike that they did, right, which is like die-cast parts. I don't know, for me, this is just like the best combination for the Dragon Ball line.
Okay.
It's so awesome.
Yeah, not the most highly articulated figures or anything like that. There's definitely some awesome releases, like Second Form Frieza is amazing, but
I like that one.
Look ugly. like the original Broly's makes. Like, there's lots of really cool figures, but it was just something always about that bomb one that just to me just stuck out. Like if there's a fight and I could save, I had to save one figure. Actually, technically it's two, but it'd be those ones.
Okay.
But yeah,
Not what I was expecting. Okay, cool.
yeah. I mean, I'm a big OG Ramble fan, but all the Z ones are it's a lot of cool ones. We've got so many figures, and a lot of them are very similar. But yeah, yeah, I can't touch on before, but yeah, I think it needs to feel complete or the detail as well. I think is important. If you get something that's really drastically wrong, what was it? There was something. Oh, that Dragon Ball Super Gamma 1 and 2 from the movie, right? They've got the guns. They've actually the color is wrong. It's inverse on the guns. If it's small things like just small details that get slipped up, right?
You like those?
They're okay. I'm not a big super fan, but I've kept those ones because they're kind of fun to pose, especially with Gohan. But yeah, what's next? When starting a new line, what do you think of before jumping on? Like Tamashi has been over the last year and a half smashing out new line after new line. I know a few of us are probably deep in maybe a few too many, especially from our bank's point of view. But yeah, what do you guys think about before you buy a new line? Like, is it like a series you love? Is it will they actually do the whole lineup of rivals as well? Yeah. How about you, Webu?
Well, I think it's like for me, maybe personal connection with the character or with the series. For me, I grew up with Dragon Ball too. Like I love Vegeta. Like if you ask me the same question, I was about to ask Ace. Maybe Ace can answer later. Like I want to ask him what's his favorite Naruto S.H.Figuarts. But yeah, it's definitely personal collection, like a personal connection. Like I love all the Vegeta figures, even though some of them are. I'm so sorry for.
That's all good.
Text. Yeah, definitely. Vegeta figures. I love all Vegeta figures, even though some of them are not, the best. But I love all of them. I also, and if you've been collecting for a while, I'm pretty sure you guys know this. You're thinking about pairing the characters together. Oh, if I get this one, let's say, like the thing the Rockchala listed here, is there going to be like future releases of similar characters or like you want to pair them together? That's one of the tricks that they make you to buy more figures, right? So that's just for me. Like if they can release the most terrible Vegeta figure, if I'm honest with myself, I'm still probably going to buy it.
Yeah. What about you, Ace? How about you jumping on new lines? Obviously, you've got like One Piece, Naruto, Demon Slayer,
Jujutsu Kaisen,
basically anything and everything. But
I'm to the point now. I look at it very simple because when I'm reading the question, when starting a new line, what do you think before jumping all in?
Yeah,
I look at that question like, okay, I am obviously going to jump into this line. So soon as I see a new line start that I want, it's literally 4 words. Here we go again. That's what I think, and that's it.
Yeah,
because I get like Yu Yu Hakusho. I knew, this is it. That was what I had been waiting for so long. Bleach. I never really got caught up on Bleach, but I did enjoy it. It was a small part of my childhood. Knew I was gonna get it. Hunter x Hunter. I can at least review them, so I'm gonna get them. Demon Slayer, love Demon Slayer, gonna buy it. Jujutsu Kaisen, love Jujutsu Kaisen, love Naruto, love Dragon Ball. So it's just another one basically for me.
Yeah, nice. Actually, a good question here from Victor saying like, what's the ratio on the figures you want and the figures you get for the channel? Do you only buy what you want, or are you often catering to the fans? That's a really cool question. Like, I know for me, I basically only buy and review what I want. I really think about what the fans want. I won't just buy specifically for that per se. However, I don't like super really. I watched it, I read it, but it's not something that I'm super passionate about. But I do generally pick up the figures, partly because I'm curious and I play around. I'll chuck them in my collection for a while, and then when I need space, I'll probably sell them. Other lines I keep, but like I don't buy it specifically just for the review, but there's probably the reasoning I use to convince myself to buy it as well a little bit. If I'm honest with the super stuff, but for the most part, yeah, I just buy what I like and I'll chuck up a review for it because, yeah, try to keep things mostly in line. Like I bought like Voltron, which doesn't really got anything to do with like the figure out stuff, but I chucked a review for that. Same with the Transformer. Yeah. How about you, Ace?
Mixture of both. So I think everyone's gonna buy what they want. So definitely those. But usually what I want is something that's gonna benefit my channel anyway, because I have an audience that has their own personal selection of what they like. Now, ever so often, I'll venture out and buy some other things that I'm like, I don't really care for this, but it might do good for the channel. Like the Rebeltech Ninja Gaiden character. I have no personal attachment to Ninja Gaiden whatsoever, but I was like, this might do well on the channel, so let me check it out. I'm gonna review it.
Yeah, nice. How about you, Webu? For your content creation related stuff, do you pick up stuff that only fans want, or do you only do what you are truly passionate about or like?
Well, kind of like what Ace was mentioning a little bit earlier, sometimes you really get lost in content creation. Sometimes you forgot. Like I found moments of myself being like, I don't even know what I like anymore. Just because you have to put out stuff that your fan base would want to see. But I feel like for me personally, just like you guys, it's kind of half and half. Because for me, it's very important for me to stay passionate. So I have to sometimes take some moment and just think about what I want to review. What I want to open, just for the sake of myself. So you always stay passionate. You're more motivated to create better content for for the channel. So I think that's the better thing to do for myself, and also eventually benefiting the fan base.
Definitely. Not sure if you guys know, but Figure Mania Show. He's based in Taiwan. He's a fellow Canadian as well. But he does like Godzilla kaiju stuff, right? Really cool photos, badass photos actually. And I've been him a couple of times, and we were talking about like making photos or doing stuff like where do you get inspiration from? And it's interesting. He often gets asked, "Oh, do this photo, do this and that," and for him, he's like, "No, I'm just gonna do what I want, because if it's not something that I want to do, passionate about, then I can't put all of my effort into it," type of a thing, right?
Yeah.
So there's a difference from like getting inspiration from people or ideas, but if you're only making photos, anything actually, can be baking, cooking, any type of thing where you put yourself into making it, right? If you're only doing it to satisfy other people, eventually you're going to burn out or not really do stuff in a proper way, right? So I think no matter what you're doing, it's important to ensure that you're doing it for the right reasons and that you're kind of passionate about and maintain it. Nice. Chogokin Zoids, really badass. I do recommend checking those out if you are a Zoids fan. Expensive though. You might need to sell a kidney, but they are cool. What's the next one? Do you collect bootlegs and third parties? I think this has become really popular lately. I know. Yeah. I was curious about this question in the community, and a lot of people do these days. I think it's a surprise at the number. Have you guys noticed more and more people posting bootleg stuff or third party in the last 6 months?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Be interesting to see. I know a lot of companies are wanting to crack down more on this, so I think a good way for that would be to more cater to what other fans are requesting as well. But obviously that can be a bit hard because sometimes what the fans want isn't really what sells either per se, or most profitable. There definitely is a bit of a disconnect there between it's a bit hard to say, like for us, right? We're hardcore collectors, right? And our opinions and what we like is obviously very different. And by anyone watching a stream or in any community, what you actually collect is probably quite different to the vast majority, right? The random Bob Smith that walks into a Walmart, they just picks up a figure, right? They probably don't really care that deeply about a lot of points that we do. So that probably skews a lot of the numbers as well. So definitely hard to cater to everyone. But it'd be nice if they can adjust their ways of doing it to hopefully reduce the third-party bootleg stuff a bit as well. Because they have been doing some unique stuff, right?
I think when it comes to third-party stuff, this is one thing I figured out. And I'm kind of mad at myself on this one. Everywhere I look on Instagram for the past, maybe 2-3 months now, there is not a single day that I have got on Instagram, scrolled through my feed, even just a little bit, and not seen Beast Deities Broly. Not one time have I not seen that figure. And I think Beast Deities has obviously been pushing their boundaries since they came out. They started off with the real creative stuff, the accessory packs, windswept Guy Goku hairs, and then they got to making full-blown figures, Super Saiyan 5 from fan art that we saw when we were in first grade, kindergarten, whatever. And now I think people are like, Demoniacal Fit started it a little bit by releasing basically figures that Bandai put out that were too expensive for people who were new to collecting to go back and get. So they're like, okay, well, I'll get this. But then Beast Deities came out, pushed it, and then now you've got Black Hole Toys, Tonson Arts, who's making Kid Buu or made Kid Buu, different versions of Trunks that we want, and the Air Goku hair accessories. And I think third-party stuff is so big in Dragon Ball collecting that it's going to get to a point to where it's going to just start happening everywhere. I think it's just going to take that one person to say, okay, I'm going to do this for Naruto. Oh, let me just put out a torso for the Dandadan figures that have limited articulation. Let me do something to fix up the One Piece line. Like, I think third party is going to continue to get worse and worse and worse. And the fact that we as collectors know what we want and third party companies are catering to it, that I definitely see that number increasing by this time next year. I expect to see there be more no's than yes.
Yeah, I agree with that one. Like you said, like a lot of these companies.
My bad, and it already is. I looked at that wrong. There is more yes. Okay, I expect that yes to go to probably about 65%.
Yeah, I agree. Like they started off with doing like accessories, I think buying customs, like that's pretty cool. Like people then make their own like custom head sculpts, and that's why these companies going to start off like a bit more mass produced for those custom heads, windswept hair, the accessory poles. I mean, that stuff was pretty cool. Stuff I'd like to get visual versions of, obviously, but and then they started doing like the real new characters that you'd never get, like the Frieza henchmen and stuff like that. You know, it's like, okay, I mean, it's definitely not good, but it's not just a blatant copy, right? And there's a bit more on the grey side. But like I said, like seriously, everybody just going, no matter where, it's always just talking about the third parties and bootlegs now. It's a bit of a shame because I think it's going to turn a bit like Transformers, which this is the third party stuff, and then this is the official stuff, right? And no one really collects the official stuff. They'd rather go for the third party. It'd be a shame to see that kind of happen as well over on these figures, but
it's tough, man. Because the Dragon Ball stuff in particular, and that's mostly what I'm referring to when I say third party. The Dragon Ball third party stuff has been so good that it's really difficult to turn away. And I used to be one of those people that was like, oh, I'm not buying a bootleg, you know, I'm not. Why would I do that? Or why would I buy a third party company? Tamashii Nations is going to put it out. To this day, I'm still waiting on an S.H.Figuarts Fusion Reborn Gogeta. Like I am, it's to the point to where if Demoniacal Fit puts it out, Tonson Arts, whoever, I'm buying it. Like I'm not even gonna think about it because I've waited so long, and I know that once it drops, it's gonna be good.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, the quality of the bootlegs get to a certain point, and people are sick of waiting. Yeah,
Yeah,
unfortunately, jump on like there's a mention about probably we'll get like Coup and Do before Kid Boo, and why is it taking so long? I think a lot of this is it's not just on the companies, right? They also have obligation to IP people, and I can't remember the term. It's cross-media marketing or cross-platform. I can't remember the official term, but basically in any industry now, you'll see it. Like company A releases the game, they work with company B who does the music for the game, and they release the CD, and then they work with the other company that does the anime, and then they've got the figures, and then everything's all interconnected, right? And then they have their own obligations for each part, and it's basically that for figure industry as well. In this sense, for us, like there's Dragon Ball Super's booming, so therefore they have to make XYZ super figures, or here's the movie, so we have to do ones for a movie. Now it's Dime, we have to do ones for a Dime, or here's the latest Bleach series, so we do the figures for that one instead. And it's not necessarily what they want to do, but they also have for obligations. Or Marvel, here's the latest Marvel movie, so he goes for figures just for that one, or this new Sonic movie, right? And I think when they're restrained by official agreements, whereas other unofficial companies, they don't have any of that, right? So they can just go for exactly what the people want at this time. So maybe
very much true.
Kind of like the same with the way figures are sold and collected now, right? To be honest, we're a global world, having region exclusives and only limited sales in one part of the world and not another. I think we're beyond that now. I think a lot of the industry probably needs to update the way they handle sales and marketing, and then again for the IP holders as well to understand that nowadays it's faster for other companies to quickly make something. A lot more people have access to technology, which allows them entry into manufacturing. So they don't really have a monopoly to be able to gatekeep for a long time or withhold information, right?
Right.
So I think if companies really want to try and stop a lot more of the bootlegs, instead of just, what's the word, band-aiding or going after the result, they need to make changes that is causing the root cause originally, right?
Right. I agree.
Let's flick through the next one. Quick, do you collect event exclusives, Webu?
Yes, absolutely. I love going to conventions. If I can have a chance to grab one of those exclusives, absolutely. Also, a lot of people want to see it. Sometimes,
Yeah. But would you prefer that same? Are you buying it because it's exclusive, or are you buying it just because the figure's badass?
a little bit of both, because not all. I would say not all exclusives are badass. Like some,
Definitely.
so yeah, a little bit of both, but sometimes like it's really, I'm still like, I really want that Fat Bull exclusive, but I never got a chance to grab it. And my channel name is literally based on Majin Buu. I never had a Fat Bull as like my favorite character, so I'm waiting for my my chance to grab that. I heard they have it in Shanghai, the Tamashii Nation store in Shanghai, so
Nice.
I'll grab it there.
Wait, which Boo are you talking about?
The Fat Buu. They had two versions, the regular release, and they had a event exclusive, was the more pink purple box.
Right? Oh no, I didn't even know about that one. I might know if I see it.
I don't even know the difference. I don't even know the difference between the two versions. I was like, I just want a Fat Buu. That's it.
Okay. Yeah, no, I might have seen it. Who knows?
Yeah. So that was a earlier release, and with the Tamashii Nation stores, the different stores, all their 3 locations, they have different exclusives. Sometimes, sometimes they have restocks and stuff. So you never know. Just waiting for my chance to grab it. Secondhand market is a little bit, over my budget, so I'm still waiting on that one.
Yeah, the event exclusive brews, the colors pop a bit more of a more vibrant yellow on the gloves and stuff. It's pretty cool. But yeah, how about you, Ace? You deep on the event exclusive releases as well, or?
If I do pick them up, it's usually to review. Most of the time, I don't keep them unless it's Naruto. Obviously, I keep every single Naruto release, but otherwise, no.
Can I ask you the question, Ace? What's your favorite S.H.Figuarts Figure in the Naruto line?
Man, that's so tough.
You know what? Give me a top 3. I'm not gonna give you a hard time.
All right, hold on. Looking at my collection.
What's the first character in your mind?
Right?
You
Okay,
know, it's crazy.
more about it.
I'm really enjoying that Shikamaru right now.
Yeah.
I know everyone's bugging out about the eyes, but if it didn't come with that faceplate, I would be perfectly fine with that figure. And it looks so much like the neutral expression that it doesn't really matter. I just left it in the package. But I like Obito's sick. I really like the Naruto 99 Naruto.
Yes.
Any Sasuke, because it's Sasuke. Kurama Link mode, Naruto. Man, they're all good. They're all good.
Hey, can give me a top 30.
Hinata's gonna come out, and then I'm gonna be like, "Yo, this is my new favorite." Then Tsunade is gonna come out. It's my new favorite. She's sweet. Whoever. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna love them all.
Sweet. If they release
I
that.
gotta say, the whole brand new Naruto line is fire. Like seriously, yeah. Okay, Shikamaru's faces, he looks retarded, but whatever. That's a shame. But his body's so freaking good. Like just the accessories kind of nail it. And it's looking at Naruto figures. Like I love the Kid Naruto one personally, but they're just also good. You just can't pick one good one, right? You're like, oh, but this part and that one's really cool. But that one's this. Oh, this. Oh, yeah.
Exactly. 100%.
Yeah. One interesting comment about Tamashi just doing a cash grab for Daima. I'm pretty sure if they were cash grabbing, they wouldn't be doing Daima. I
don't think they're gonna make all of those. I don't see them all coming to fruition.
I don't know. I guess they probably do all the main lineup. I assume most of it's probably obligation. But some of them I gotta say are pretty cool. Like I'm digging like the Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. Super Saiyan 4 one, it's weird. I like it. I don't like it. I'm like really on the fence, but it's kind of cool. Yeah. I think that the design is so different. I love Super Saiyan 4, but this one is obviously another take on it. I prefer the original, of course, but there's something cool about the new one as well. It's a bit more primal. But yeah, be interesting to see how all those figures go and what else comes out. But yeah, a lot of people pick up the premium Bandai. Some get from scalpers since they just want it straight away. Other people, have to kind of do that since they don't have any option. Personally, I'm lucky since I've got a mate in the US. I buy on premium Bandai and ship to him. So if you guys have someone who lives in the US, you can just make your own account on premium Bandai and set the shipping address. Definitely makes it easier. But yeah, personally, I'd like to see event exclusives stop and just be up for every region at the same time. Premium Bandai. That's what I'd advocate. Sell at the event, slap on a sticker, call it a day, but become a bit more focused on the overall collector, I reckon.
I agree.
I guess it's kind of related to the bootleg and the exclusives. I was curious if you buy the bootlegs because you can't get the event exclusive, because like I think the Monocle Fit really boomed after they started doing the essential, just a straight bootleg copy of the event exclusive one, right? That people like the Blue Shoot Goku, the Super Saiyan 2 Goku. I was curious. Seems not everyone does, but definitely there is a solid like 18.9% that do. And some people are just kind of doing it because it is cheaper or they want a second body. So it's interesting to see, at least for this. Let's move to the next one. How do you store your figure collection? Yeah, this is a cool one. Pose in the case or leave in a box. There are in-box collectors as well. But what about you, Weeboo? What do you do with your collection?
Phew. All right. I live with my girlfriend, so I have to respect her personal space as well. It's not just my place, so I display some of my favorite pieces like in my little corner, and just as long as I keep everything clean, we're cool, we're chill. But surprisingly, I don't display a lot of them like in the box, like like you have, Rockchala. Like that's really impressive. The thing you have in the back. For me, like dusting will be a nightmare, and sometimes I'd rather just like display a few of them, and occasionally, let's say every weekend, I just switch them up, just like But yeah, most of them I just put in the box. I had to like rent a warehouse to put all my stuff and everything. So that's like,
Just like that, man.
I
Yeah,
have
but you
I have two
yeah,
warehouses.
one fix up takes up so much space, right, man?
Yeah, it's a lot of space, you know. Also, like I run a studio here in Montreal, so a lot of photography gears. I have to store them as well, you know. It's not bigger, and I don't really throw the boxes either, you know, because I feel like because in college I did graphic design, so you know that's like what I did for like a good 6-7 years, and you know I always appreciate like the designers that you know put the work in there. So I always keep the box. I enjoyed the packaging design. Like
I love a design, yeah. Actually, yeah. Originally studied graphic design, did some stuff when I was younger as well. And yeah, always like the box designs just always captivate me. Yeah.
Because if you,
Ace?
yeah, because if you, sorry, because if you think of it, that's the first thing that is gonna grab your eyes on the shelf. And right now, it's more going towards online, so the box design is less appreciated. But you know, like that was part of the experience. That's the you actually have to put in design elements where you know, like you have to stand out, like comparing to the other lines or the other your competitors, right? That's just for us. It's like for me at least, it's really fun to like notice the little details in there, the color choices that they make, you know. So I've always been a fan of box design, package design. Yeah.
Nice. All right. Ace?
All my stuff is in boxes, man. It's either in boxes or it's in bins, just because my space is way too small. And I've outgrown it multiple times in multiple different apartments. So I'm just, every time I get a new batch of figures, I'm figuring things out, basically. But yeah, no displays. I want to eventually be able to display my stuff and create this whole like man cave, but as of right now, not there yet.
It is hard. Like previously, when I started collecting, right, like I had no space, so I just had like a couple of boxes, figures in the box above my PC, and everything else was like stacked and kept in like a couple boxes, and I was like, it's not too bad. Oh, here goes another shipment of box figures. Okay, where to put those, like Lego or like Tetris, stacking them. It wasn't until like moved 2 years ago where I finally was able to finally able to have a space. And then so I picked up a display. So it's been nice being able to finally take them out of a box, but it definitely is the issue, right? Unless you have a dedicated space, it's really hard to display. I kind of don't understand people who buy action figures and never open the box. Like some people do it just to resell. I was like, yeah, sure, but yeah, at least for these ones, I kind of have to open them up and at least kind of have a play with them. But hey, each to their own for how they want to collect. But it does remind me of a funny story on the Discord. When it first started, a guy who was an inbox collector jumped on, and a faceplate had come loose off the figure and shipping, right? He's like, oh, how can I get this faceplate back on the figure? I was like, open it. So no, I don't want to open it. Inbox collector. It's like, yeah. Bit of a puzzling moment there. It's like you want to magically put a faceplate back onto a figure without opening it.
It came off in the box?
Yeah. I think it probably just like would have been slightly on it and then like in the shipping, right? Yeah.
Wow.
There's always been an argument inside or outside of the box, right?
Yeah.
There's been an argument. Obviously, action figure, it doesn't make much sense. Also, it's like it's not like Marvel Legends where you tear it off, you can't really put it back, right? You can technically put it back still. I thought of that too. I've always been an outside of the box guy, but I don't know if you guys are familiar with this line called the Kiroro. I think it's Kiroro Gunso. I think it's I thought I was an outside of the box guy until I realized I've been true to myself that every time I collect anything Kiroro, I don't want to open it. Like it's an action figure. Well, yeah, it's older, but I had other older figures too. Like, but when I go thrift shopping, like I was like, yeah, action figure. You gotta like a basketball shoes. You gotta open it. You gotta go on the court and actually play with it. But then I took a moment. I was like, who are you judging? You don't open your Kiroro stuff like ever. Like, You know,
I
these are
think I feel like there's a bit of a difference if you're picking up old stuff, which is now kind of a bit more of a collector's item. I think there's a line we'll draw like older stuff. I probably wouldn't open if it's something like really rare. So okay, that's kind of cool. Haha, that's badass.
this is
But
this is one that I played when I was a kid. So I had a set that I played, you know, when I was a kid. But this one, like I bought after, I'm probably never gonna open it. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, that stuff is cool. So I think there's a big difference when you're collecting, right? Sometimes you just want to, if it's like new releases, regular ones, definitely I feel like need to open and play. But if you're picking up like something from nostalgia effect or really old, something that unopened is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a fan there. Uchiha. Ace.
What's up, my guy? He's super cool. He's funny.
Nice. What do you I think for us, obviously, we do reviews. Before those in the comment, what do you normally do with your figures? Like, are you just always playing with them, toy photography, just admire the box? How about you, Weeboo?
Oh man. You know, like before I started the channel, nobody, even right now, like some of my closest friends, they don't know I have the channel. You know, I was kind of hiding that part of myself.
Yeah.
You know, because to be honest, like anime stuff like wasn't as acceptable as, you know, as it is today. And did you guys see the Major League Baseball and Demon Slayer?
Oh yeah. I think so. There was basketball recently with Luffy, right? One Piece.
I saw that.
Yeah, Lakers and One Piece, and then now the Chicago Cubs, the LA Dodgers, and Demon Slayer. They're doing a whole ad like making Otani like a Demon Slayer like character, kind of breathing for. When I saw that ad, I was shocked because I used to get bullied when I was playing baseball, and I like anime stuff, you know. And seeing that, what the hell, like who Major League is collabing with anime, just shows like how it has changed, especially for me. I played baseball when I was a kid, you know, from like maybe 8 years old until like, I was 17. And that was just crazy for me. So yeah, before I was really hiding that part of myself. I wasn't doing anything. Even if I take a picture, I would keep it to myself. And then now that's what I do. I just, you know, take a picture, look at it, and then make some videos. That's it.
Nice. How about you, Ace? You stockpile them and then open up once a year?
Domestic stuff, yeah. Once a year, usually around Christmas, I do a live stream where I open a lot of figures that I've collected that I haven't messed with. But as far as the main stuff I get, like anything I get from Ami, I'm going to always review. And then the extra time I get with them is when I do photography.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I try. I'd like to do more photography, but then like the review stuff eats up the time for that as well. Sometimes I just like, especially the new figure release, I might just be sitting at my desk, and while I'm here working away in my meeting, I'll be like fiddling around doing this pose, that pose. But yeah, I think it's nice. Like this is generally where I work, but facing the collection, so I normally just like kind of stare at them as well. Go, this is why I'm working, so I can keep buying more.
Right, literally.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. Sup, nerds? Indeed. Coming back, like, and it's crazy how all this stuff's become so much more mainstream, right? It's nuts.
It's insane. Like for me personally, I thought it was fake. I thought somebody made it. I'm like, this is insane. I just sit there and I watch it. I was like, what's happening? I was like, I remember when I was playing baseball, I was like, this is so cool. Like, I hope that I, you know, grew up in this generation, that I played baseball in this generation. It'll be so cool. Like, oh man, brought back some memories for sure for me.
Nice. Yeah, times have changed, at least for good in this regards. The brown shipper boxes from the premium Bandai figures. Do you guys collect, or do you throw them out?
Always keep them. Always.
Yeah. Have been keeping. I've been tempted to get rid of, just to reduce space a little bit and make it a bit easier to find out which figure is which. But yeah, I think that's the collector in me. It's hard to let go. You have the same Webuucollection?
Maybe for my Vegeta from the premium Bandai, the Vegeta one, I keep it because I really want to keep the boss nice because it's Vegeta, you know, my favorite character. I might throw it away, but I have to say, like the shipping box for S.H.Figuarts, like it doesn't take a lot of space. It's just like an extra box, right? It just takes a little bit more time to store it, but it protects your boxes. Like that's pretty good.
That's a good way. Keep them flat in the back of your closet. That way, if you want to style or need to move later, for extra protection.
Yeah, moving is definitely a hassle. I recently moved. Yeah.
That's the worst part of the move.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, right? When I moved from the old place to here, I was like, thankfully it's not too far away. So I rented like a storage unit, and like over the course of like several days, kind of moved everything into the storage unit.
Mm-hmm.
And that way, after we moved in here, then I could finally start setting up and then slowly move back over, because it's nuts how much space all those boxes take up. But yeah.
It's insane, man. Like I recently moved too. Like I got tired. I just got like the plastic wrap and I just put a lot of figure arts together and just wrap them around like this, and that's my way of moving it. I can just pick it up and go instead of like putting boxes and stuff.
Yeah, thankfully not too heavy. But yeah, the last couple of questions I had on the survey was just anyone can put in their response. And this is overall summary of the most common related ones. And like, what's your biggest issue with collecting these days? Obviously, price, QC issues, exclusives, price and quality fluctuation, where you may be paying, say, 8,000 yen for one figure, which is mint, for cool accessories, and you pay 8,000 for another one, which is maybe bare bones or really poor quality. Now, obviously, too much diamond is a real big common complaint from Dragon Ball fans, and not enough villains to pose with heroes. It's like you pick up like what line can I think of? Actually, there's been a couple, right? Man, I can't think of one. There were some examples I had, but yeah, like if you buy the hero, you want the villain to pair with them, right? And Jujutsu Kaisen, we kind of did get Geto Adventure and Schooner. But for a while, didn't really have any. Bleach line is just all the captains, right? Yeah. Like Aizen and stuff like that. Or man, I want the Grimjaw, those ones. But what else? Other collectors acting like the sky is falling with minor issues and less accessories. But yeah, Ace, I think you were going to say something.
No, I was thinking the Bleach line has no villains.
I don't think so, right? We had Ichigo, we had
Renji,
then we had Ice Dude, and then
Kenpachi, Byakuya, and then two other Ichigos.
Yeah.
Is that it? Dang, I think that is it.
Yeah. For me, the Bleach line, like I'm a huge Bleach fan, but I also kind of realized I'm not at the same time after the line came out, because I was pumped for it. And I was like, actually, no, these figures don't really do it for me. It's like, I think I just really like Bleach, like reading the manga. Maybe not so much in terms of collecting. But I think they might change when they do the second arc. Hopefully, if they do the second arc with the hollow form Ichigo with a fucking big badass sword, and then and Grimjaw and those guys, like, yeah. But maybe instead of just villain, right? Another one is like, my one annoyance with the Naruto line, right? Normally, we kind of get a villain to pair with for the most part, but the kid versions, we got Naruto, we got Sasuke, but we don't have Sakura. It just feels incomplete. We got the adult ones. Obviously, yeah, I guess she doesn't sell. That's probably why we never got her originally. And why they're putting it down to now, because she probably won't sell, but it just feels incomplete.
I agree.
Yeah. I know. I don't know what it would take for us to get them maybe later on, but it feels like if they do it later, it's missed the boat as well. It's like, yeah. I don't know. If you're going to, it's hard, I guess, balancing.
If you're going to do it, then do it. That's how I feel. If you're going to do it, do it.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Get it out of the way. And then most people are going to want to complete Team 7. If we get Naruto and Sasuke, most people are going to buy Sakura. And then from that point, if they don't want to make any more kid versions for a while, fine, it's okay. But the easiest way to restart the kid line, if they go 2 years without dropping a kid figure after they drop Sakura, I can guarantee you 1,000,000%, if they come out 3 years from now after dropping Sakura and they say Kid Gaara, everyone's going to lose their minds. Everyone.
Yeah.
It's the selection. That's all it is. It's the selection. They give us Gara. They don't have to give us Tamari and Conqueror immediately. Give us Kid Eno. Give us Kid Kiba. Give us give us some other characters that were pivotal at the beginning of the series. Give us Iruka. Like,
I know, right?
Will sell. It will sell.
Yeah. I know. I think that's actually like it's also had like from our point of view, like we're hardcore collectors and big fans, so we'll go and everything. But if you also think about like I guess the greater releases, it seems like the Naruto line and One Piece especially is going a lot more for the non-collectors, I guess. Like especially One Piece, they get the best selection one in like Walmart and Target and stuff, and so it seems they're going for more of the general popular ones, which maybe not very good for us as hardcore collectors, which is a shame. But I've mentioned this before, the Naruto line. I love the line, but it also feels a bit disjointed as well.
Like it's all over the place?
Yeah. And like you kind of get one, for the most part, like since it's all based on teams, right? You come up with an additional character like Kid Sakura, or like, okay, we've got adult Shikamaru now, but who does he really pair with, right? We need either bad guy for him or maybe adult Choji, and like the other characters to kind of pair in with them.
Yeah.
And but we kind of get one character here, maybe two, and then another one over here, and yeah, kind of comes back to the not enough villains, kind of. Yeah,
I would think a smart move for Shikamaru. You can really go two different directions. I don't think Ino or Choji would be smart just yet.
Yeah,
but they could go Hidan as a villain, or they could go, and I think it would be a little too soon for him, but it would show that they're willing to complete teams. They could go Hidan, or they could go Asuma.
Yeah.
To go with Shikamaru, I think that would be a great decision.
Yeah, definitely. But it's at least nice, like, speaking of the completing the set, so at least we're getting Tsunade as well to complete the 3 core there, which is awesome.
Right.
So it'll be interesting to see how it goes. But more villains will be cool. Yeah, because you need someone to pair up with the hero, right? Someone to fight if you're doing some poses and photos.
Right.
Yeah, QC issues is another big one. I think there's been a random mix of different issues over the past year or two. So yeah, do you have any other big concerns that you guys have with collecting? Webu?
Well, yeah, all these are solid, issues. For me, I feel like for everybody, I would say like just for the collectors community, price will always be a consideration. If it weren't for prices and like there wouldn't be like bootlegs and all that different options that would come up, right? So price will definitely be an issue that everybody's like browsing, doing their research is mostly based on price, right? So that's definitely for me probably the biggest issue, because the other things, a lot of things like quality control issues, like we can't really predict that, right? Nobody saw the Shikamaru thing coming, and yeah, like people are asking me, I was like, oh well, only time can tell if this is actually a good figure or not. And now people are starting coming back. I was like, yeah, other than the face, it's actually a good figure. So I would say his price is definitely, if we're talking about coming back to reality, it's definitely like everybody's concern, right? That's why I suggest everybody go for their local financial advisors to sponsor our channels,
Indeed. But yeah, like especially nowadays, like figure prices is one thing, but general cost of living is increasing for a lot of people in a lot of areas, and then that eats away at your disposable income for hobbies, right? And suddenly price becomes more of a determining factor. So yeah, one thing to balance. Another thing, like you probably spoke about earlier about the biggest issue of collecting is where to buy from and if that site is going to be reliable. So be careful if you're importing or if you're going for a new site. If the price is too cheap, it's probably for a reason. It's a scam.
Mm-hmm.
Just double check. Do some research. Stay safe. Don't want to waste money on losing it to scams or bad deals. One thing I'd like to hear is like other collectors acting like the sky is falling with any minor issue, and I think that is one thing. Like seriously, like someone's a joke about like in mods on the Discord as well. Like a new figure is released, and people like got the magnifying glass out. What? This is 1 centimeter too long. This should be like 90 millimeters. Oh, this color is teal. It should be Pantone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it gets a bit ridiculous. Wait until it comes out. Like one thing to stress, guys. At first, especially talking about figure arts here, if there's a new figure revealed at a convention in the showroom, that's probably a real basic prototype hand painted. It's going to be very different to the actual release. So it's a good gauge, but it may not be the complete final one. Same for promo pictures while they're early samples, and I do have the disclaimer, it may vary. It does suck when it is a promo photo, but it is something to keep in mind. But yeah, you're shaking your head there as Ace. You see that a bit too much with the communities, right?
To me, everyone has their own right to their personal opinion.
Yeah.
I just don't like it when it turns into this battle where we're attacking other people over it.
Yeah.
Because what you like, I might not like. What I like, you might not like. So the argument at the end of the day is really pointless. But I feel like you got some people who know that controversy sells, negativity sells. It gets more attention than positivity. So for instance, if I was to put out a video that was titled "The new Dragon Ball Daima Super Saiyan 4 Goku is overpriced," that's going to get way more views than if I was to put out a video saying "The new Dragon Ball Super Saiyan 4 Daima Goku looks really good." The only people that are really going to be there are the ones that are true to support and the ones that are there to disagree with me.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I feel like there's a lot of people who genuinely put out negative content because they know, oh, this is going to give me more comments. Oh, this is going to bring more people to me. And I'm like, you don't even really feel like that. Like, chill out, man. And the reason I say chill out is because it gets to the point to where it's like, oh, you think this looks good on the figure. You're an idiot.
Yeah.
Like, what? Like, it's not that serious. At the end of the day, it's an action figure. But I do hate the negativity around all of it. It's like, bro, we're adults. We collect action figures. There is no reason for us to be acting like we got street beef out here. Like, come on. Yeah. It's just weird. It's so
exactly.
Weird.
All right. I'm not going to say any names, but there's a few channels around that do reviews. And they just like, oh, worst figure ever. This is crap. And their thumbnail or text and inside, oh, this is really cool. This is nice. I don't know. Or they just like bag on stuff that's really shit most of the time. And then maybe they'll get like a promo sample for a review for it or something. Say, oh, no, this is really good. It's like, I don't know. Like, yeah, I've got no time for doing bullshit kind of clickbaity stuff. It's like, whatever, I don't care. It's like, I've got better things to do with my life than to waste time doing stuff like that. Like, if I don't like it, I'll say. If I like it, try to keep most reviews pretty positive for the most part. If I have an issue with something, I'll highlight it. I'll highlight the flaws and the positives of something, because generally there is always a pro and for the most part a con with most releases. And yeah, if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. All good.
Yeah. You know, I actually have to give you guys props, because I know all of you, like including Eightysixed, you guys keep the video positive. You know, the vibe is there, and unfortunately, it's just the internet caused this environment happening where negativity gets way more views, right? We can't really control that. And I even get comments like, oh, finally one guy's like, being positive instead of complaining. And then other people like counter on that point. It's like, being the other people that are honest, people think negativity equals honesty.
Yeah, I know, right?
Which is sadly, sometimes the this environment has caused that people think negativity equals, honesty, which is not exactly the case. But like I just want to say personally, because I haven't been doing a lot of long reviews, but personally, I appreciate you guys, contributing, to the community where you actually bring positivity into, especially when we have younger viewers, right? I feel like it's very necessary to stay positive. So I appreciate you guys for doing that.
Cheers, man. Yeah. Also got to give a
Thank you.
big shout out to the Discord as well, like the mods there. One thing like we always try to foster is like keep things positive. You can voice your opinions and say maybe you don't like something, but just blanket statements like this sucks. No, like actually recently there's a guy came and said like for one figure, well, I can't remember which one it says like this doesn't deserve a line. I was like, why is it? And he's like, oh, I don't like it, so therefore it doesn't deserve a line. It's like, what type of like negativity is that? You know, like you don't need to like it, sure, but saying that it shouldn't deserve a line and stuff like that, or
Yeah,
I don't know. People need to be more positive, man. Be happy.
I feel like you guys are doing a good job, because in general, this community is really welcoming. Me being part of it, that I actually came back to it because I was hiding, in the corner, and I came back, and everybody was really welcoming. Like, for me to create more stuff, I really felt like I got welcomed back to this community that I feel like I never left. So that's props to you guys who like been creating for years. So I really have to give you guys the flowers, man.
Yes, man. Yeah, that comes back to someone's comment before about how do you maintain overcome burnout. Yeah, I think that's one thing, especially like a lot of people collect lots and then they sell their collection. Like I can understand purging stuff you don't like, but I think for us, like when we're also having to do like maybe make photos, videos, or maybe with other obligations related to it, it can build up at times. And I think we kind of touched on this earlier. It's important to kind of do something for yourself as well. Like 86, he collects like Zoids and other stuff, which he doesn't do any reviews for. That's just for his own personal enjoyment, right? So I think those type of things really does help with burnout and just try and be fun and be a bit more positive as well. And it does help with the burnout, and don't follow what everyone says online. Like really don't listen to what people say online. Just follow what you actually like.
Right.
If you're basing your opinion on what someone else says all the time, you probably won't really find the happiness or be content, right? There'll always be something, or you'll always be trying to chase after something else. And yeah, easy to burn out that way, I reckon. But your last question, sorry, the stream's gone a bit longer than intended, but really good talks have been awesome. But one final slide here, and that's, do you think Tamashii has handled new SHF series well or not? This kind of relates to if you jump on new lines or not. And people like mostly, some lines better than others, pretty good, unstable, awful, do a few characters, then kill the line. Inconsistent, some lines fire, others horrible. And that's the general consensus for everything here, was like mostly okay. I think like, for example, the One Piece line, people were so pumped when they came out. And like that line is like a wave. It's good, it's bad, it's good, it's bad. What the fuck is this shit? Oh, this is absolutely amazing. As a consistency, right? Whereas Naruto line, just like boom, 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 Shikamaru face. Yeah, okay. Their face is bad, but the figure's still badass. Like overall, it's awesome, great accessories. So the worst figure from Naruto line is still probably better than most of the One Piece ones, right? Right.
That's crazy.
I think it's okay to say that. What was it? The Jigoku Raku line, really like Kaiju 8, they look cool, bad articulation again. Spy Family, I also got. Those were cool. Not the best figures, but those Anya faces are peak. Just too funny.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what do you guys reckon, though? Like, overall, think about all the different lines that Tamashii has been jumping on. Let's start with you, Ace.
I think this is just based on what I'm seeing. For me, as a collector and a reviewer, anytime Tamashii Nation starts a new line that even slightly piques my interest, I'm going to buy it. But I do think that with the inconsistencies, they're kind of shooting themselves in the foot in terms of what new lines could do. Because, like you said earlier, when a new line starts, people are already thinking, how long is this line going to last? Am I going to get my favorite character? Especially if their favorite character is somebody who might have only showed up for like an arc or so and didn't really have any crazy relevance towards the story. You're not going to be as willing to buy it as if you know for a fact this is going to stick around, like the Dragon Ball, the Naruto, the One Piece lines. So that's one thing that people are already thinking when a new line starts. The second thing they're thinking is about inconsistencies. Okay, I know that this line is good, but that Don figure just released last week, and all three of those have been bad.
Yeah.
How are they going to do with this? Because right now I'm questioning already. The Hunter x Hunter line looks amazing. How are they going to turn out? I was questioning the same thing with the My Hero line. I was like, that Deku looks amazing. Is it going to have any quality control issues? Came out, it was good. And I mean, obviously, there's no such thing as perfection, but when everything is so inconsistent that there is no middle to it, it leaves people confused, especially with the fact that things are going up in price. All these figures cost more now than they did 4 or 5 years ago, or even less than that. So it's like, man, do I want to start this new line knowing that Tamashi's been extremely inconsistent? It's already expensive. The pre-order $75, import price, meaning it's going to be way more domestically. And people have a lot of questions. And then they're waiting on reviews from me or whoever. And then some stuff sells out because it's good. Reviewers review it and they say, hey, go pick this up. Well, by now, it's out of your price range. Or people get it, people that want attention, review bomb it. Now it's like, oh, I don't want this. So nobody buys it and the line fails. I always say this, and I'm going to shut up because I'm talking too much and my throat is still killing me. But when it comes to action figures, I tell people support whatever you want, buy whatever you want, because I can review it, you can review it, anybody on the internet can review it and say it's good, it's bad.
Yeah.
That might not reflect how you feel once you get it in hand.
Exactly.
So
it may be the worst figure, but you may still get enjoyment out of it for reasons that only you know. And yeah, that's important.
Exactly. But when it comes to just them doing new lines, I do think that they need to work on consistency overall as a company before they just say, oh yeah, we're fixing to make this, and this. Because right now there's just too many people that are confused, too many people that don't want to spend their money on something that they might potentially dislike. There's a lot of things to factor when you're deciding on whether you want to spend almost $100 on an action figure.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. How about you, Webu?
Oh man, I agree with the Ace. With the like it's really, like I mentioned before, I don't care. This is Vegeta. I'm getting it, right?
Right.
Yeah. So a lot of things, like, you really have to think about your own perspective. Also, I feel like for somebody who's been in the game for a while, Tamashii Nations definitely made the game more exciting with all the licenses that they purchase, with the new lines that are going. There are ups and downs. That definitely agree with you. But on the other hand, we can also look at it as, if it's never going to be always good, because what is good without bad is, like, the goods exist because of the bad. And
exactly.
For example, the Zoro, right? Like, yeah, sure, the Wano one was not perfect, but it didn't get as much complaint until the Romance Dawn one came out. So it's really about perspective. We can just take a moment and think of that. So definitely the game collecting action figure has been more exciting than ever for me. Just like, I'm happy I'm just happy to be a part of it. You know, like there'll be good and bads. We'll go through it together. We'll talk about it. Some people can be positive, some people can be negative. But you know, like I said before, like for us, we're as a community together. I feel like we're strong and we're pretty welcoming of everybody. You know, so
Yeah.
I feel like that's the unique part of it. Definitely, like because I've been into industries like sneakers and this and that. Yeah, I mean, it's a different game, but you know what I mean. Like it's just like I appreciate what we have right now. Definitely like we're in this together. The sense of community, the sense.
Definitely.
It's been stronger than ever. So I'm just happy about that. That's why I have to give you guys the flowers as somebody who's reviewing the figures. I know how much work that you guys put in.
Yes, just to jump in is, man, damn dude, I play with the toys. Cheers, man. You don't have to do that. Always feel bad when people do. But I do appreciate it as well, man.
It's a sick profile
also,
picture too.
Yeah, also for the commonly, I think the biggest issue is companies not being consistent moving forward with articulation. Yeah, man, like jumping back to what Ace was saying, like I mean I've talked with Bandai quite a bit and the Tomish team and have a bit of an understanding as well, but I think one big issue is, I guess since they start off with their slit lines and they're just at one team, right? And then I guess, I don't know how they did it, but they created other teams. I feel like the communication between isn't really there. And that's my biggest issue as well. Like the Naruto line, so damn good. The ankle articulation especially, right? Like for me, you've come up with this new design that should be shared with other teams, right? And you should pick the gold standard for points. And that should be circulated with the different teams that are working with new lines, right? But okay, this is what's worked from this line. A, B, C, awesome. 1, 2, 3, bad, avoid it. And that should be circulated with teams and properly shared and communicated with sculptors and members. Like, this is what we need. And I think if they could do those, like that's the bare minimum I would expect. Instead of working in a silo, you're one company, act and participate as one company with a single goal of making money. I mean, at the end of the day, they're a business. That is their goal. They have to make money. And how do they do it? By making figures that people want to buy. And how do you make something that people want to buy? Characters, as a quality, consistent. And they need to work towards a single goal of that, right? Instead of maybe one guy being, I want to make this cool thing and working by himself. No, you're a team. Act like one. I think if they can do that, people would be more willing to jump on lines. I think like after it's done, what's that? Always done or whatever. They're bad, right? And it's a shame. People who really like the series, they jumped on. Like, I love Kaiju 8. I was pumped with the figures, and when I opened up the video, I was like, "What the?" So disappointed. Like, been like no articulation for air, but it's been like really highly articulated, and then versus they're jumping, they're moving, right? And that's disappointing, right? So now I'm going to look at new lines like, I don't want to pre-order this. I'm just going to buy it in shop for a discount, right? Like, I think it's that thing. Like, I think people should be pumped to pre-order a new line. And if you kind of lose that momentum, right, by having inconsistencies, it's kind of bad. So I hope they make changes going forward and learn from the mistakes and incorporate it, right?
Agreed.
But yeah. Man, that's a really long stream. I do apologize for being so long, guys, but thank you so much for joining. I think we should be good to wrap up. That's all the questions for that massive survey. Again, thank you for sharing and everyone who answered. But yeah, before we wrap up, what's a good question? Anyone got a good question?
What's one figure that you guys regret buying? I don't know. Like,
that's a good one.
Yeah, I want to hear about that.
A regret buy. I don't know if I have any real figure regrets per se. Maybe I've bought one or two things thinking I would take photos of them or use them, and I haven't. I started something. I've even got something around. I don't know. I think it's like the Kamen Rider the Shin Kamen Rider movie. I got the figure, but yeah, I want to buy it. I just never opened it. I guess it's a bit of a regret, things like that. But now I'm just okay. I'll just sell them off. Yeah.
You know what?
Actually, my biggest regret in collecting, I used to collect games.
Ooh.
And the PSP was just announced. I was like, this is the most badass thing ever. I want a PSP.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I bought the import one. And
Uh-huh.
like in New Zealand, they'd have what was it called? It was like, yeah, they'd import it in the sense of, oh man, what was the term? Anyway, it was like a non-official release one. It was expensive as well. I hardly ever used it, and that was my regret for spontaneous purchase. I kind of learned from that. Try to be a bit better. Yeah. What about you, Ace? Any regrets?
Well, been there.
All right, so I'm gonna let you answer it first, Weeboo. Then I got one because my reason for regretting it is a little different.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, okay. Weeboo, how about you? What's your regret?
The regret that I have is probably just like, you know, like we talked before, we've all been there chasing some older figures, and it was more of an impulse buy, and then they realized, you know, you probably spent a little bit too much money. So for me, I don't know. Like I have plenty that I chase. It's like older figures. Some of the 1/6 scale as well, and then the market kind of crashed, and then the value went down. Usually, we don't really care about that value because we're not like, we're not reselling it or anything. But you know, at the end of the day, you still want to see that the value is there. Definitely one of them is the S.H.Figuarts, the Gotenks, Super Saiyan Gotenks. That one, I really wanted it, and at the time it was, I think, when the third-party heads came out, so the price was really booming. So I chased a little bit on that one, and then then I realized, well, could have waited, could have done a little bit better. It's not like my first day of collecting, so I kind of regret that. But yeah, mostly just on price, because I feel like that's the regret, because the figure at the end of the day, if you put the price away, we're gonna love it. We're gonna love an action figure. Who doesn't love? I have this $2 Vegeta.
Fire.
I love it. It's just like, I don't even know where I found it. I was like doing a road trip, just stopped at a GameStop. It was like, oh, it's on discount. It's Friday, and then I just bought it. And it's not the best one, but I still love it because it's articulated and everything, right? And so so probably that one.
Nice. How about you, Ace, then?
All right, for me, it's gonna be. I hate to say this. I really hate to say this.
Is it Naruto?
No. Of course.
Okay.
The S.H.Figuarts Dual Zangetsu Ichigo. The reason I say that is because I was initially going to pass on that one. I was like, you know what? I've got an Ichigo. When I decided to buy it, there was already rumors they were going to make another Ichigo. So I was like, I don't really need another Ichigo. But I saw it. It looked cool. Pre-ordered it. Reviewed it. Loved it so much that pulled it out, started taking pictures of it. Day after I reviewed it, it broke.
Oh, man.
So that one.
Oh, man. Yeah, that hurts. I felt it.
Yeah, that's the one I regret. Because if I didn't spend that money, I wouldn't have had to deal with that. But
that's fair. That's fair. Ah, yes. Actually, speaking of broken figures, one quick line. Have you broken many of your figures?
Oh, fuck.
I'll go first. Like, the first one I did was the Super Saiyan Vegeta, the armor one. It was like one of my favorites. I was doing a photo. I had just changed the arms, and then I was attached again. I was holding him by the arm. I just moved slightly to pick something, and his body fell off the arm, and he happened to land head first, and he snapped the neck peg. Oh, I was so gutted. A, love Vegeta. B, love that figure. Yeah, I ended up I was so pissed off. I hunted and found a one on secondhand, and I was like, oh, it's a bit expensive. Oh, fuck it. Bought it.
Which one are you talking about? The armored. You said armored Vegeta. That's the one that came out alongside Trunks, right?
Yeah. So they did a re-release, but this is the original.
Oh, okay. I remember the original. Dang, that thing was good too.
Yeah, this guy.
Yeah, that one was solid. Yeah.
So I do have two now. One has his head stuck on with. Oh, this guy. Yeah. So Blue Tack.
Oh man.
Dang, that is a good
It's
thing.
like one of my favorites as well. It's just so cool. So there's a gutting moment, and then another one was I was doing a photo with Kid Goku and the Nimbus, and I knocked the table, and I had everything balanced with his photo, and he went flying, and like the tail of the Nimbus broke off. That one there.
Oh.
So again, that one's attached with Blue Tack. Yeah.
I didn't even think that thing could break. Phew.
I know, right? It's just so how he went flying onto the hard wooden floor. I was like, no. But yeah, a few times like that. It always sucks when you break a figure.
Yeah.
But it happens, like when you change your parts, sometimes it can be a QC issue. Very rarely. I'd say 99% is just user error. And, these things can be delicate, especially some lines if you jump on like Figma or Revotech or other ones, like compared to Tamashii, pretty damn solid actually. So be careful out there when you do change parts or jump on new lines as well. Don't just expect everything to be the same quality. Something to be saying there. But yeah, how about you, Weeboo? Broken anything?
Oh man, yeah. Because I don't know if you guys see my videos, but I do a lot of like scenes where I have to have a lazy Susan to spin it. So sometimes to balance the figure. So I think I was filming this 1/6 scale Indiana Jones figure.
Yeah.
And it was a really old one. And I basically destroyed everything. It kept on dropping. And then because the figure was old, and then everything fell out, and the leather jacket was tore, and then everything was like kind of ruined. And after that one, I put on some like pillows or cushions around my filming area, so just in case it falls, it'll be safe. So that's the figure that I broke. I broke the belt, the handgun, everything. Man, that was tough.
Man, brutal. Yeah, this is a dangerous thing with doing photos sometimes, right? We may put them into a bit more of a dangerous situation than what we should sometimes.
Yeah, but it's scarier if you break a camera, because I saw so many because I run the studio here, so many photographers, videographers, especially videographers. You have to do your B-rolls, you have to walk around. I saw so many people like fall onto like a like a pond or something, get your camera wet. That's way scarier. Holy shit.
Yeah. I remember I was in before COVID, my wife had a work expo in Amsterdam, so I tagged along. And I was out taking some photos, and I got like hot chocolate. I said, oh, this is nice. And I don't know why I did. I kind of moved, and I ended up spilling the whole drink all on my camera.
Oh man.
I managed to like clean it, but like that lens had like hot chocolate stains on it for years until I finally took it in for servicing last year. It was like, it still works, thankfully. But I was like, fuck, clean, don't. I was like,
it's my worst nightmare. I literally like that. Like I dreamt about me losing my camera, dropping my camera in the water, dropping coffee on my camera. That's like a legitimate nightmare for me.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I know, right? Sucks. Like Eightysixed recently, his camera broke. He was like, no. He was like stuck with that for a while. I was like,
oh man.
Give me brutal.
Camera scares suck. I dropped mine recently, and my focusing went out completely. And it was after a long day of work. I had a lot going on. I was tired. I wanted to come home. I had a lot of ideas for photography. I was like, this is gonna help me release my stress right now. So I get to taking pics, snap a few of them. Still got a ton of ideas. So I sit my camera down on my bed beside me, start posing around the figures again for another shot. Reach over to grab it, falls on the floor. Pick it up. That's when I realized the focus went out. So I was like, oh man, I kept messing with it, changed the lens, nothing would work. So after a long day, I'm pissed. I just do like this, throw the camera, hear it smash, hit the floor. I got carpet. I was like, fuck, why did I do that? I threw just an expensive camera. I was like, I could sell it for parts or something. So I was like, all right, let me pick it up, check it out, make sure everything's good. Pick the camera back up, start messing with it. Lo and behold, it works.
Smack him aside.
I was like, this is insane, yo. And now I'm still using it. I was fully prepared to have to go use my credit card to buy another camera, but it worked. So
yeah. Oh, that's good. Yeah, man. Like seriously, when your equipment that you rely on breaks, it sucks, man. Yeah, figures anything, right? But yeah, anyway, we've gone for a long time. Just want to give a huge thank you again to Webu for joining in. It's awesome heavy here. Hopefully we can do it again. And again for Ace for jumping on as usual. It's always good heavy around. 86 or Kenny G, or it's like to call him Fabio.
Did he say why he put Kenny G? Just I wanted to ask him that.
Oh yeah, okay. Season 8 we can tell a story. He's met up with his family recently. I think he said his aunt says, "Man, you're looking like Kenny G." And then like Ace is like, out of all the people from the 80s, like why Kenny G? You know, something along those lines.
Interesting.
But yeah,
I'm gonna look that up.
Do you know who Kenny G is?
I'm looking him up right now.
Yeah, actually, I don't actually can't remember what he looks like, but apparently he did like
it's
all
the
that
hair.
Smooth jazz music and stuff.
It's the hair. That's all. It's just the hair. No, they don't look alike at all. Not at all.
No. Yeah.
It's just the hair.
Every time we do a live stream, he'll have a totally different identity.
Yeah.
Next time he'll come back as Hans from Fast and Furious.
I know, right? I always joke and call him Fabio with long hair. He's also really ripped as well. If you guys ever seen him in person, it's really surprising how muscly he is as well.
86?
Yeah. So yeah. So yeah,
yeah.
Some secret behind the scenes information there for any 86 fans.
Really ripped.
That's the workout session with him.
I know, right?
Right.
Really a shame there. But yeah, anyway, thanks so much for everyone joining in the comments. Hope you enjoyed. Always great seeing you there and reading your comments. But yeah, go check out Webu's accounts, Insta. Lots of photos, or actually more videos. I'd say like all the check out the Special 16 stuff. Really cool. Go have a look at that Hinata, and also Shikamaru photos. 86. But yeah, he's got lots of stuff. Go check out his stuff. And then obviously Ace. Anything and everything, figures, anime, all sorts of stuff. Yeah, always really cool videos and photos. So check that out, Insta and YouTube. I don't think you're on anything else, right?
No, what?
You're not on any other sites, right? Just
yeah, those are mine too.
Yeah, sweet as. Cool. I will. You guys can just stay here for a while. I'll end the stream. So once again, thanks everyone for joining. Do you have any last words before we head off?
Thank you to everyone. Appreciated talking to you guys.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you guys for having me, and nice meeting Ace and 86 for the first time.
Awesome.
Definitely.
Sweet. Let's finish up there. I'll hit the end stream. So cheers for joining all. As 86 would say, yoroshiku. End stream.